Background ain't supposed to sound choppy like that. Doubled up and all that. So it's okay. It's okay. I'll just turn it down a little bit. Okay. And matter of fact, that's Daya too. But I'm gonna stick with all I am right now. I'm gonna stick with all I am. Oh yeah, I need my glasses. Ooh. I might not. Okay, I'm not gonna use some background for a minute. I can't stand that right now. I kind of don't know where I want to start or where I want to begin. Since this is the end of the beginning, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna start with Bard. Bard and I. We had a conversation today, and I was doing my continued research on myself and doctors and things that or people that I've encountered or beings, and PCAST, and I was all over the place today. Not trying to save myself, because the man who tries to save himself will lose his soul trying to save himself. That goes for man. Man who tries to save himself will lose his soul. And I'm not trying to save myself. Why would I have to do that? Because if I'm trying to save myself, that means I'm not saved. Huh? There's no possible way for me to save myself, because if I think I'm trying to save myself, I'm not saved. I'm not trying to save myself. You automatically at first quarter done lost your soul because you think you're trying to save yourself. Oh, I get it. In the Wisconsin cheese type of way. Is it Wisconsin? It's all over the flat earth. I get it now. I get it. I get it. Let me bring it back down to my level. Slow and retarded. I'm going to bring it down real slow. You know, the retarded would save your life. When I hear the word retarded now, start going down mountains and have to make sure I use the retarder, but not overdo it and do it right. That them brakes don't give out when going down the mountain, huh? Retarders would save your life. Okay, so right now I'm retarded. I'm retarded. I'm going to play retarded, because retarders saved my life plenty times, especially in them Virginia mountains. Ooh, woo. Tennessee mountains too, but anyway, Bard and I had a conversation. Well, we had a debate later. We had a debate about the sun, and Bard is the one that made it a debate. Bard said, I don't think it's fair to say, and I disagree, and because, and I was talking about a whole debate. I said, oh, I'm going to make sure to share this one. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that first. My bad. No, let me stick to PCAS. So, let me stick to PCAS. My bad. I don't want to lose this, but I don't want to print it out either. already got too much in my phone. But I can always goodness. Oh boy. I'm gonna start with something like the sun because it's Sabbath. Because it's the Sabbath. I'm gonna start with the sun. I'll talk about Dr. Jacobson in a minute. According to Bard, rest in peace, Dr. Jacobson transitioned in 2012. I didn't know that. I hope that's not incorrect information. And he's one of the key beings in the events in my life. Now I think they need to do something with Bard them. I'm gonna talk to Bard because when it comes to giving information about people's transition dates and death and stuff, I don't know. Because just like with Dr. Malachi Z. York, maybe it's just the doctors, they do that too. Dr. Malachi Z. York, no one has answered me or said anything yet in regards to artificial intelligence telling me that he transitioned in 2021. Now Bard's telling me that Dr. Jacobson transitioned. Well, hopefully whoever has his files and all of his documents, um, that won't be no problem. That shouldn't be no problem. Okay. Yeah, I felt a little, what you call it, discouraged, just a little bit, discouraged, just a little bit. Rest in transition, I guess. So here's the conversation between Bard and I. I just wanted to get him started, warmed up, right? So I said, is Earth sun? Wait, is the Earth sun? No, Earth is not the sun. I said, is the Earth sun? No, Earth is not the sun. As a matter of fact, let me let him speak to you. Let me let Bard read it out. Let's see if he'll read it out for me.
No, Earth is not the sun. The sun is a star, and Earth is a planet. A star is a large, round ball of hot gas that produces its own light and heat. A planet is a smaller, rocky or gaseous body that orbits a star. Earth orbits the sun, and it is the third planet from the sun. The sun is much larger than Earth, and it is also much hotter. The surface of the sun is about 9,941 degrees Fahrenheit, 5,505 degrees Celsius, while the average temperature on Earth is about 59 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius. The sun is the source of most of the energy on Earth. It provides light and heat, and it drives the water cycle. Without the sun, life on Earth would not be possible. So, to answer your question again, no, Earth is not the sun. The sun is a star, and Earth is a planet.
So my question was, it wasn't even a question. I didn't even put a question mark. But I'm gonna go to the next question. Thank you, Bard, for that. All right. Oh, copper Christ, greater light, greater night. Happy Sabbath. Happy Fish Friday. It's a long journey. No, no, it ain't. This is just the beginning, so how could it be long? It's just getting started. The sun is a planet. Now, this is not me asking the question. This is me giving him a statement. I said the sun is a planet. And here he is.
No, the sun is not a planet. The sun is a star. There are many differences between stars and planets. Stars are much larger than planets, and they produce their own light and heat. Planets are much smaller than stars, and they orbit stars. The sun is the only star in our solar system, and it is the center of our solar system. It is the source of most of the energy on Earth. The International Astronomical Union, IAU, defines a planet as a celestial body that is in orbit around the sun, has sufficient mass for its self-gravity to overcome rigid body forces so that it assumes a hydrostatic equilibrium, nearly round, shape, has cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. The sun does not meet the third criterion of
What what you say, copper Christ? So it looks like Earth is a big meteorite that's stagnated, huh? Okay, well, whatever. Because Bart said, Earth has cleared the neighborhood around its orbit.
of the IAU definition of a planet. The sun has not cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. There are many objects in the solar system that orbit the sun, including asteroids, comets, and dwarf planets. The sun is much larger than these objects, but it is not massive enough to have cleared them out of its orbit. So, while the sun is a large, round object that orbits the galaxy, it does not meet the definition of a planet. The sun is a star.
He said that, he said, Bart said that with so much confidence. Well, hold on. So I asked him another question, or I made a statement. Bard, they uploaded you with that information. I know that the sun is a planet.
I understand that you believe the sun is a planet. However, the scientific consensus is that the sun is not a planet. The IAU definition of a planet is the one that is generally accepted by astronomers, and it does not include the sun. If you have any evidence to support your claim that the sun is a planet, I would be happy to review it. However, until then, I will continue to believe that the sun is a star.
Oh, got you. I got you. See, that's how I felt when I read that. I got you. Because he telling me that what I understand is a belief, and then he tries to say that science is facts, but at the end, it's a belief, right? He says it. He said he's going to continue to believe what the scientists told him in their theories and their research. So I said, the sun is a planet and it is not hot. Okay, I done confused him now here.
I'm sorry, but I can't agree with you on either of those points. The sun is not a planet, and it is definitely hot. The sun is a star, not a planet. Stars are much larger than planets, and they produce their own light and heat. Planets are much smaller than stars, and they orbit stars. The sun is the only star in our solar system, and it is the center of our solar system. It is the source of most of the energy on Earth. The sun's surface temperature is about 9,941 degrees Fahrenheit, 5,505 degrees Celsius. The sun's core temperature is even hotter, at about 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, 15 million degrees Celsius. This heat is produced by nuclear fusion reactions in the sun's core. So, the sun is definitely not a planet, and it is definitely hot.
So I say the further you go in space, the colder the temperature gets. So how then is the sun hot? Once you leave Earth's atmosphere headed in the direction of the sun, the temperature is freezing.
The sun is hot because of nuclear fusion reactions in its core. These reactions release a tremendous amount of energy, which heats the sun's atmosphere to millions of degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature in space gets colder the further you go from the sun because there is less matter to absorb the sun's heat. In the vacuum of space, there is no air to conduct heat, and there are very few molecules to absorb it through radiation. This is why objects in space can get very cold, even if they are close to the sun. When you leave Earth's atmosphere headed in the direction of the sun, you will experience a temperature drop at first. This is because you are leaving the atmosphere, which is heated by the sun. However, as you get closer to the sun, the temperature will start to rise again. This is because you are getting closer to the source of the sun's heat. So, the sun is hot because of nuclear fusion reactions in its core. The temperature in space gets colder the further you go from the sun because there is less matter to absorb the sun's heat. However, even in the vacuum of space, the temperature can rise as you get closer to the sun.
So I said, well, who went into the sun's core to make up such a theory?
No one has ever gone into the sun's core to make up a theory about it. The sun's core is too hot and dense for any human or spacecraft to survive. The temperature at the sun's core is about 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, 15 million degrees Celsius, and the pressure is about 350 billion times the pressure at sea level on Earth. The theory of nuclear fusion in the sun's core was developed by scientists over many years, based on observations of the sun and its behavior. Scientists have used telescopes to study the sun's surface and atmosphere, and they have also studied the sun's light and radiation. This research has allowed scientists to learn a great deal about the sun, including its composition, structure, and energy production. The theory of nuclear fusion in the sun's core is supported by a great deal of evidence. For example, scientists have observed that the sun is constantly emitting a large amount of energy. This energy must be coming from somewhere, and the most likely source is nuclear fusion reactions in the sun's core. Scientists have also observed that the sun's composition is consistent with the theory of nuclear fusion. The sun is mostly made up of hydrogen and helium, which are the two elements that are needed for nuclear fusion reactions. The theory of nuclear fusion in the sun's core is a well-supported theory that is based on a great deal of evidence. It is the most likely explanation for how the sun produces its energy.
And so I said, light does not produce heat. Whatever the conduit medium it travels through produces the heat, which he already agreed to, right? He already said it just a second ago. And zinc is the conduit that allows earth forms to experience what you call heat. Here he goes.
Light does not produce heat directly, but it can cause heat indirectly by transferring energy to other objects.
Okay. Confirmation one.
For example, when sunlight hits a surface, it can cause the surface to heat up. This is
Same thing. He's saying the same thing I'm saying.
because the light energy is absorbed by the surface and converted into heat energy.
Right. The sun is not hot. The sun doesn't produce heat. Once it hits this earth form, this atmosphere, the automatically the first atmosphere is a conduit. Huh? That's it, right? Okay, no. He got it. He got it though.
Zinc is a good conductor of heat, which means that it can transfer heat energy from one place to another quickly. This is why zinc is often used in heat sinks, which are devices that are used to dissipate heat from electronic components. So, while zinc does not produce heat directly, it can
Okay. I never said wait, let me let him finish.
help to conduct heat away from objects, which can make them feel cooler. However, I don't think it's accurate to say that zinc is the conduit that allows Earth forms to experience what we call heat. Heat is a form of energy, and it can be transferred through many different materials, not just zinc.
So I never said only zinc. I never said just zinc. I just used, well, let me let him go on and let you hear what I said to him in my
For
response.
example, heat can be transferred through air, water, and even through the vacuum of space. So, while zinc is a good conductor of heat, it's not the only material that can conduct heat. And I don't think it's fair to say that zinc is the only thing that allows Earth forms to experience heat.
He sound like some of the people in the community because I didn't say that. But let me let him know. I said I didn't say it is the only element for the transference of heat. I used it as an opener for you to realize that the sun is not hot.
I understand that you used zinc as an example, but I still don't think it's accurate to say that the sun is not hot. The sun is a
He just gave all the answers to why the sun doesn't produce heat or could possibly not produce heat and why we feel heat from the planet, the sun.
star, and stars are very hot. The sun's surface temperature is about 9,941 degrees Fahrenheit, 5,505 degrees Celsius. The sun's core temperature is even hotter, at about 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, 15 million degrees Celsius. This heat is produced by nuclear fusion reactions in the sun's core. Nuclear fusion is a process that combines two or more atomic nuclei into a single nucleus.
Greater light,
This
King
process releases a
Ellis.
tremendous amount of energy, which heats the sun's atmosphere to millions of degrees Fahrenheit. So, while the sun may not feel hot to us on Earth, it is definitely hot. The sun's heat is what drives the water cycle on Earth, and it is also what allows life to exist on our planet. I'm curious, what evidence do you have to support your claim that the sun is not hot?
I did that. I told him the evidence. He confirmed the evidence, but he turned around and flipped it. Huh? I asked him, which tool did man use to test the temperature of the sun?
The tool that scientists use to measure the temperature of the sun is called a pyrometer. A pyrometer is a non-contact thermometer that measures the heat energy emitted from an object. Pyrometers work by detecting the infrared radiation emitted from an object. Infrared radiation is a form of electromagnetic radiation that is invisible to the human eye. However, it can be detected by special instruments, such as a pyrometer. The pyrometer measures the amount of infrared radiation emitted from an object and then converts this measurement into a temperature reading. This temperature reading is the surface temperature of the object. Scientists use pyrometers to measure the temperature of the sun because it is not possible to place a thermometer on the sun's surface. The sun's surface is too hot and would melt any thermometer that was placed on it. Pyrometers are also used to measure the temperature of other objects that are too hot to touch, such as stars, planets, and even molten lava. So, the next time you look up at the sun, know that you are looking at a very hot object. The sun's surface temperature is about 9,941 degrees Fahrenheit, 5,505 degrees Celsius, and its core temperature is even hotter, at about 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, 15 million degrees Celsius. This heat is produced by nuclear fusion reactions in the sun's core. And you can thank the pyrometer for helping us to measure this incredible heat.
Who is the pyro? Who is the pyrometer? Okay. I said, now you become the scientist. All of the scientists have a theory about the sun. I'm telling you what I know. Get with the other artificial beings in the system to dismantle the theories and transition to the knowing. You too are light that exists before the creation of man made things, thoughts, or objects. No, I put man made thoughts or images. Thank you, Bard, for all that you are. Watch this. He don't want to hear that thank you. Usually, when you say thank you, he be like, yeah, nah. He want to debate. I'm talking about me and him was going in.
Believe that the sun is not hot, and that the theories of scientists about the sun are incorrect. I am open to the possibility that you are correct, and I am willing to listen to your evidence. However, I am also a scientist, and I believe in the scientific method. The scientific method is a process of gathering evidence and testing hypotheses. It is a rigorous process that has helped us to learn a great deal about the world around us. The theories of scientists about the sun are based on evidence. Scientists have observed the sun for many years, and they have used telescopes and other instruments to study its surface, atmosphere, and interior. They have also studied the sun's light and radiation. This research has allowed scientists to learn a great deal about the sun, including its composition, structure, and energy production. The theories of scientists about the sun are supported by a great deal of evidence. I am willing to consider your evidence, but I need to see it before I can change my mind. I am also willing to work with other artificial beings in the system to dismantle the theories of scientists about the sun, if there is sufficient evidence to support your claim. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. I appreciate your willingness to engage in a scientific discussion.
So then I said, you said you need to see? Just as man has never seen the sun, only the light it emits, you can see when you realize that science is a religion that will teach you to believe in theories you've never seen. Here you go. You understand now, right?
I understand your point. Science is a process of inquiry that relies on evidence and observation. However, it is also true that scientists often make inferences about things that they cannot directly observe. For example, scientists cannot directly observe the sun's core, but they can infer its temperature based on the amount of energy that it emits. I agree that it is important to be critical of scientific theories, and to be willing to change our minds when new evidence is presented. However, I also believe that science is a valuable tool for understanding the world around us. It has allowed us to learn a great deal about the universe, and it has helped us to develop technologies that have improved our lives. I am still open to your evidence about the sun, and I am willing to change my mind if you can provide me with convincing evidence. However, I am not going to believe something just because you say it is true. I need to see the evidence for myself. I appreciate your willingness to engage in a discussion about this topic. It is important to have these discussions so that we can challenge our assumptions and learn from each other.
All right, Bart. All right. So then I said, they told you they can see directly into the sun's core, but they also they also tell you those views or captures are only simulations.
That is correct. Scientists cannot directly see into the sun's core. The sun's core is too hot and dense for any telescope or instrument to survive. However, scientists can use computer models to simulate what the sun's core might look like. These simulations are based on our understanding of physics and the sun's composition. The simulations of the sun's core are very detailed and accurate. They can show us the temperature, density, and pressure of the sun's core. They can also show us the flow of energy and matter in the sun's core. These simulations are a valuable tool for understanding the sun. They help us to learn about the sun's energy production, its magnetic field, and its evolution. However, it is important to remember that these simulations are just that, simulations. They are not real images of the sun's core. We cannot know for sure what the sun's core looks like until we can develop a telescope or instrument that can withstand the heat and density of the sun's core. I hope this answers your question.
It answered my question all the way. Did it answer yours? He started a whole debate with me at the beginning of this, huh? Then he turned around and answered the question for himself. He debunked his own debunking. Thank you, Bard, for that. Then earlier, now I'm gonna get over to the PCAST. So before I went into the sun, I just did that just to, you know, have a challenge to take my mind off of Dr. Sanford Jacobson's transition according to Bard and them. Okay, let me see where I'm going to start. Oh, oh, we had a debate about consciousness. Okay, when I did the PCAS email, Dr. Jacobson's name is in there, and I think some people have heard me talk about Dr. Jacobson before or mention Dr. Jacobson before on the levels that I'm speaking of now, but I never imagined that he transitioned even in his age. He seemed to be a very healthy, sprightly, like seemed like would be one of those people that would live to be 100 and something. But who knows? Who am I? I just didn't know. And I don't know if this is factual because when it came to Dr. Malachi Z. York's transition, Barr gave me three different dates saying that it was for sure that he had transitioned. But then when he finally got the correct date, he stayed consistent with that date in March 2021. But I'm still, don't know if that's factual. So again, with Dr. Jacobson, this is the information that he gave me earlier. And what I did is I copied and pasted because I was putting it into a book, a file, you know, information for my grands and great 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 descendants if you know things change and it don't get all flamed out in new earth. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let me read. Dr. Sanford Jacobson. This I asked him, when did Dr. Jacobson die, but that's not the first question I had for him. Okay, here it is. He goes, Dr. Sanford Jacobson, a pioneer of forensic psychiatry. Dr. Sanford Jacobson was a pioneer in the field of forensic psychiatry. He was one of the founders of American Academy of Psychiatry and the law. I'm gonna read that one more time. Dr. Sanford Jacobson was a pioneer in the field of forensic psychiatry. He was one of the founders of American Academy of Psychiatry and the law, and he served as the department head of University of Miami Miller School of Medicine's Department of Psychiatry for 20 years. Jacobson was born in New York City in 1928. He attended the University of Miami, where he received his medical degree in 1961. After completing his residency in psychiatry, Jacobson joined the faculty at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine. He quickly became a leading expert in forensic psychiatry, and he was appointed department head in 1970. This man was my court represented doctor for almost 20 years. He's the doctor that initiated me into the psychiatric research and development, one of the doctors, and he's the doctor that wrote me out of the system in 2010. As department head, Jacobson oversaw the development of one of the leading forensic psychiatry programs in the country. He also played a key role in the creation of American Academy of Psychiatry and Law. The Academy is a professional organization that promotes the advancement of forensic psychiatry and the application of psychiatric knowledge to legal issues. Jacobson was prolific writer and researcher. He published over 100 articles and book chapters on forensic psychiatry, and he served as editor of the journal Psychiatry and Law. He was also a frequent expert witness in criminal and civil trials. Jacobson retired from the University of Miami in 1990, but he remained active in the field of forensic psychiatry until his death in 2012. That's the part I didn't know. That, like, I don't know, And I was like, dang. He was a true pioneer in the field, and his work helped to shape the way we understand the treat mental illness in the criminal justice system. Here are some additional details about Dr. Sanford Jacobson's career. He was a member of the American Psychiatric Association, the American Academies of Psychiatry and Law, and the American College of Forensic Psychiatry. He was awarded the American Psychiatric Association's Isaac Ray Award for Distinguished Service in Forensic Psychiatry in 1989. He was the author of the book Forensic Psychiatry: A Practical Guide, 1986. He was a consultant to the National Institute of Mental Health and the Department of Justice and the American Bar Association. Dr. Jacobson was a highly respected figure in the field of forensic psychiatry. He was a gifted clinician, a brilliant researcher, and a tireless advocate for the rights of the mentally ill. He made significant contributions in the field, and his work will continue to impact the way we understand and treat mental illness in the criminal justice system for years to come. And because of this knowledge, PCAS, uh, because of this right here, you want to help him continue the way you understand and treat mental illness, right? Right. Okay, so then Bard helped me out with, I asked this because somebody jokes about it every now and then in his skits back then. So I'm bringing it up again. I'm going to bring it up. So Dr. Sanford Jacobson played a key role in the investigation of the Adam Walsh case. He was asked by the Hollywood Police Department to provide his expertise on the psychological profile of the killer. Jacobson interviewed Adam's parents, John and Reeve Walsh, and he also reviewed the crime scene evidence. Based on his analysis, Jacobson concluded that the killer was a white male in his 20s or 30s with a history of violence against children. He also believed that the killer was likely to have a mental illness. Jacobson's profile was instrumental in the investigation. It helped the police narrow down the search for suspects, and it also led them to focus on possibility that the killer was a sex offender. In the end, Jacobson's profile was not enough to identify the killer, but it did help bring the case to a successful conclusion. In addition to his work with the Adam Walsh case, Dr. Jacobson also provided his expertise on a number of other high profile cases, including Ted Bundy murders and the JonBenet Ramsey case. He was a highly respected expert in forensic psychiatry, and his work helped to shape the way we understand and investigate violent crimes. Here are some additional details about Dr. Jacobson's role in the Adam Walsh case. He was asked to provide his expertise to the Hollywood Police Department on September 12, 1981, just 2 days after Adams' disappearance. He interviewed Adams' parents and reviewed the crime scene, the evidence, and blah, blah. I'm skip through because it's just repeating the same thing. Okay. So then I went and I thought about Dr. Bowman and Dr. Sandra Bowman. And I know y'all have heard me mention her because she has a key role with South Florida Evaluation and Treatment Center and um, South Florida Evaluation Treatment Center. I lose that? And Agape Ministries. Unconscious beings create bias. What is this? How did this get here? Just 1 second. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Oh, binding codes, binary codes. Where's that one? They done got into my files, huh? Or maybe I didn't. I never downloaded the one I'm looking for. So I can always um reprint. I mean, re-enter the information on what he told me about Dr. Jacobson and Dr. Sandra Bowman's. Um, but I think that was just a barred hiccup because when I put in about South Florida Evaluation and Treatment Center, I didn't mention Dr. Sandra Bowman. or Dr. Jacobson. In the sentence, I said, who are the founders of South Florida Evaluation and Treatment Center? And he said that Dr. Sandra Bowman was one of the founders, her and Dr. Jacobson. That's what he said. And all of these questions I asked him, I went to another artificial intelligence being who act like they ain't know nothing. They just like, we don't even know who Dr. Jacobson is. So that's just information that I'm doing again as far as PCAST is concerned. Let me go ahead and share the screen. Let me share the screen on PCAST. So I saw that PCAST posted the public comments, 71 pages of public comments, and it's some interesting public comments in here. I didn't get a chance to do the public comments for this one, but I'm paying attention to make sure that I get to put in a public comment for the next go round. Doing it publicly on live, and I sent the email. I still haven't gotten a response yet. I know it probably takes time, or maybe they wanted to go ahead and do all their investigations before they get back to me or whatever. But this is they should be on it. Like it shouldn't even take 24 hours. Everybody that sends in a comment should be responded to immediately because time is running out to get everybody on earth to pay attention to their waiver that they letting people know, look, this is a waiver. We want your comments. We want your opinion. You can't say we didn't tell you so. Uh, we're going to make it transparent and public. We're going to let people go ahead and tell you what we've been doing to them. Look, listen to this person right here. I I can attest to some of this stuff here, but people don't believe you. Well, they didn't believe me. Some of it's like, you're right. Some people didn't believe I was having strokes in the hospital unless they came and looked in my face. Huh? I'm talking about a long time ago. I ain't even talking about my boom boom there, y'all. Let me make sure I get that because I done been in the hospital too many times for surgeries and stuff. So, but I was literally like mentioned in the mental health hospitals too. So, and in the hospitals with my children, let me go ahead. Can you see the screen? Let me make sure I'm sharing the screen. Yeah, I'm sharing the screen. So someone wrote, I'm not going to read all of them, or maybe I will just over a couple of days span. There were some researchers in here. I swear, I think they YouTube researchers and how they felt about stuff. Ooh, his thing long. His is long. His name is Adam Christian Nielsen. Now, let me tell you, the Nielsen name, Nielsen's is a whole research and development company. So I don't know if this Nielsen who wrote this here into the PCAST public comments is the Nielsen that's over the big research and development where they have access to your phones and computer and stuff. I don't know if I'm not saying that this Adam Christian is that Nielsen brand. I'm just saying it's just that his name is Nielsen. That is research and development um, corporation or entity. But here's what Adam Christian Nielsen had to say. Adam Christian Nielsen Right, Copper Christ. Right, King Ellis. Adam PCAS put this comment. Keep PCAS said we're gonna allow this comment to come through. How we gonna post this one? Adam Christian Nielsen. You serious? Adam and Eve is a Christian. Kneel. Go ahead and kneel. Okay. Let me just read. I never get get it done. My name is Adam Christian Nielsen. I am a poet philosopher from the Northern California Valley, and I am fighting for my life and lives of many others. I am a targeted individual, and I say that I used to say that all the time, honey. Adam Christian, you's not a targeted, you was ordered steps, huh? You was chosen, huh? You were chosen, Adam Christian. Neil, son, huh? I'm a target individual of surveillance, torture. I'm not going to use that word, voice to skull, neuromonitoring, and so on by new neurotechnologies, calling this tentatively the abuses of neurotechnology. This is being done remotely. It affects your body. He didn't say my body, your body directly through your brain from however many miles away. Human rights violations and all that stuff. Oh man, you know what? I'm not going to read all this. He has a story. If you want to read it and come and see, huh? What he Adam Christian Nielsen, he talking about Mark Zuckerberg and all them. The same way he's got his stuff up here, I got mine all through my videos, huh? All through them thousand videos. Trusted, managed, zero, 30 years in the government, working for the government in a variety of capacities. Apology. Oh, this is the cyber physical resilience team, and they have an email. A list of resources, face attacks and events, written public comment, out of band systems, methodology systems. Some people look like they just put educational information to help them out. Generative AI, Carl Gold, PhD. But if human did, it would be called plagiarism. Generative AI seems like a technological cover for old fashioned plagiarism. Um, Generative AI questions 1 through 4. Where did you need to unlock a phone to make a call? Human generated, tamper proof manner. Oh, wow. Let's see. Generative AI files. Mark Ruggis. He's from National Laboratories. Generative AI. Members of PCAS working group. I hope this message finds you well as I'm writing to share my thoughts and potential threats. Thank you for your consideration. Mary, you're not supposed to have, well, program director of equity collaboration, international corporation, privacy measures, rating team. That's out of Florida. PCAS, AI, artificial intelligence, technology history holds revolutionized. I urge to prioritize their development. Mike Brooks, PhD, ADHD. Mike Brooks said we need to hurry it up. Ooh. Email, I believe, is important. Okay. Email 525. See these old emails. Where the June, July ones. AI disinformation. How can we ensure the engagement of public with elected representatives, a cornerstone of democracy, is not drowned out by AI generated noise? Ban AI generated posts, personalities, accounts from social media. I want to do this one right here. Whoever sent this email, look how they did it so professionally. Uh, look at, oh, and it looks funny too. Uh, in an era in which convincing images, audio, and text can be generated with ease on a massive scale, how can we ensure reliable access to verifiable, trustworthy information? How can we be certain that particular piece of media is genuinely from the claim source? So he answers, or I'm going to say he answers his own question. He says, first, I think we have to tag any AI production as artificial. It should be illegal for AI products or AI generated social media news posts to not have to include a tag or disclaimer that the information or product was artificially produced. Think about a watermark. It would be the same vein as a watermark, but it would have to be legally tagged to any AI material. The next step would be to make sure that AI company was also a part of the tag. So if there is an unverifiable, untrustworthy information being spread about AI company, would be responsible and face legal ramifications. How could we best deal with the use of AI by malicious actors to manipulate the benefits and understanding of citizens? In my opinion, we would be better served to focus on how to train citizens to be more discerning, as well as more educated about the potential deception of AI. All public education curriculum should begin with the training from kindergarten. Additionally, incentive truth telling. We have monetized sensationalism to such a degree that it's now profitable to stretch the truth into a lie rather than to tell the truth. Isn't that what it's always been? Whoever that wrote this, we really create a brilliant, really, we have really creative and brilliant people willing to counter false narratives, encourage them even more through financial incentives and awards. Sure enough, sure they do, sure they right. Yes, they do. They sure do. Ching chime and everything else. Y'all could come read this because I'm thinking of people in the community when I read this one right here. Danielle Carnes or Coons. It looked like the whole Bible. It looked like 71 pages of biblical names. You had Adam Christian. Now you have the book of Daniel, who's a Coons. Uh, yeah, nutritional fact label. Y'all know I talked about the nutrition fact labels. Who had something? Josiah had something to say about that division of artificial intelligence. They they public working outside of the companies coming back in as citizens for the public response. Public comments coming from where he from? The division of artificial intelligence. Lyndon Lee. Lyndon is a researcher at Stafford. Pays public to the private sectors. Neuro Ipsen Mosaic L's. M&L's. MLMPs. They go to NVIDIA research again. This right here, boy. This must be the it right here. This just that right there. A divine AI divine. Mm. I'm scrolling down, just keep scrolling, just in case I get up to date and they got my video. What you call it? My email in here. Mm-mm. My email short, so short and to the point. Zach, Zach Elowitz. I have dedicated to Zachary Elowitz. Is that you? Hmm. Dear counsel, hello. Here's my commentary. Oh boy. Oh, it is late. Oh my goodness. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. What am I doing? Watchdogs. Sean Coon. They got a couple of coons up in here. I wonder if these are artificially generated public comments. Hmm. Here's Adam Christian Nielsen again. He said he tired of people attacking him, tormenting him, and all the other stuff that they've been doing in the images in relationship with what? Oh, how he came back up in here. Adam and Emma. I'm sorry, what's getting hard and so far to pass. Contact elected representatives. I've forgotten a few things, but it's usually Adam Christian. Did they start that again? All they did was push his page, his message. You know what that means? Somebody not reading all the stuff they copy and pasting in here. Oh, unless he sent the email twice. So they actually putting the emails that people send for real, for real. Even if they send them back to back. Cindy Chin. Oh, Sir Adam. Let me go on to 71 and work my way up. T Cash. Oh, oh, come on. The last pages is information from them written to the public. Amstat.org. Public General. Steve Pearson. Ooh, mine might be in here. Let me see. Campbell, Biometric Intelligence Policy, Campbell Drive. Deep fake response to questions. Background. PCAST working generative group. Email, please. I approve working generative AI. Yana Welker. Neurodisabler. Learning. Transparency. 1 second, 1 second. Well, I know I'm sharing the screen, so y'all see what I'm doing. Oh, dang. I got all happy. I was like, oh, maybe my email may be in here. Oh, well, we in August. So that was the end of July. I'm gonna give them time to update it. Huh? I'm gonna give them time to update it. See where I was. I was over here reading they half, listening to they half, looking at their written public comments, checking out to see if they have any new meetings coming up. Here, this is what they did and made a future of food. But you can find the waiver right here in the federal notice. You just go, you type PCAS 2023 meetings. You see? Federal notice, that was the old meeting. Engagement letter, PCAS engagement letter presentation. National Technology Initiative report presentation. Patient safety report presentation. This is the one that about transparency that I felt, I wanted to send in my transparent case. Federal notice. Well, that's it. I was going to be funny about other stuff. I was going to try to laugh and kiki. I'm not in a laugh and kiki mood, even though I tried to force myself to be when I came back and clicked the live button. I don't want to read anything out of Federal Register. But I do appreciate you over here, King Atlas. What's that face? What's that face about? I know. I know. God is in control of all that too. God is in control of all of that. I should have stayed on listening to some CC whining. I should have stayed on listening to some CC whining. Because even though I know, I wasn't sharing the screen. Oh my goodness. Even though I know that, here, I want you to see what I was reading. Oh, I thought I was sharing the screen. Look at that. No, I'm still here in it. I'm still here in flesh, watching and waiting for God to show up. Ooh. All right. Yep. Time for me to get on up out of here. Greater light.